Welcome students to the next topic of the second chapter history, kings, farmers and towns. In this class, I will discuss about only two topics. These two topics that are important. अब आप सोचेंगे सर तो हर टॉपिक को important बोलेंगे. हाँ तो मैं बोलूँगा. Isn't it? Why I am saying that these two topics are important? Because these topics having two questions also. These two questions I will give you. And you have to, after this class, you have to write in your own words. I'm sure you are able to understand. If you are listening carefully, 100% you are able to understand and you will write the answers in your own words. Right? So only two topics. First is Mauryan administration. Second is how important was the empire. Empire means the Mauryan Empire. So question can be like this. First question, explain the main features of Mauryan administration. And from the second topic, question can be like this. Why was Mauryan Empire regarded as a landmark of early Indian history? Right? So let us start with the features of Mauryan administration. Right? There were 5 major political centers in Mauryan Empire. How many political centers? 5. Patliputra was the capital. That was one political center. Rest were Ujjaini, Tosali, Takshila, then Swarnagiri. Swarnagiri, name jaise, Golden Mountain. It is important for tapping gold in Karnataka. Swarnagiri. Takshila and Ujjaini, this probably meant for long distance trade routes. Long distance trade routes. Administration control. Administrative control that was very strong and strict in the capital as well as the political centers. Because already you know well that about the empire was stretched from Bengal, Bihar to Afghanistan. So long road trades and all the things happened. So first and foremost step is security and safety. So army was an important means of safety and security. Right? First of all, you have to write what? About the political centers. Second, political centers में कौन सी स्वर्णगिरी के बारे में बोलेंगे, तक्षशिला और उसके बारे में बताएंगे, ट्रेड रूट्स के बारे में, then administrative controls के बारे में बताएंगे. It was very strict and क्या बोलेंगे strict था कि आपको political centers as well as the capital में, right? Strong था. Then फिर बोलेंगे आपको army के बारे में. ठीक? Then communication both sides means both ways, land route as well as riverine. River से और land से दोनों था. Was of the vital importance for the existence of the empire. Right? ये दोनों route important था कि existence of the empire. And army के बारे में already बोल चुका है. And इसके बारे में army के बारे में means Megastri is also mentioned in his book about a committee and 6 subcommittees. Note this point carefully. 1 committee and 6 subcommittees that will coordinate the work of military, means the activities of the military activities. So coordinate करने के लिए 1 committee and 6 subcommittees. First committee that is responsible for the navy, and the second meant for or responsible for the provision and transport. Third for foot soldiers, and the fourth for horse. Fifth for chariot, Rath, and the 6th for elephants. In such a way they divided committees. Responsibility दिया है. And the responsibility of the second was entirely varied from others. Responsibility of the second subcommittee was entirely different from or varied from others. Because खाली इसका अलग से क्वेश्चन पूछ सकता है second subcommittee का ड्यूटी क्या है करके, right? And then the second subcommittee, they had to provide food materials for the soldiers, and they have to provide bullock carts because they wanted to carry items, means goods from one place to another. Isn't it? Transport the good from one place to another. train तो है नहीं. So bullock carts को arrange करना, provision for the soldiers, food provision for the soldiers, and apart that fodder for the animals also with them fodder provide करना. इसके अलावा एक और ड्यूटी है, they have to recruit servants and artisans for look after the soldiers का need के लिए उनको recruit करना, उसको servants को और artisans को. These are the duties of the second subcommittee. Right? Clear? First क्या है? First आपका navy, second है provision transport, third comes subcommittee meant for the foot soldiers, fourth horse, fifth chariot, and sixth elephant. Understood? And apart Asoka ने क्या कर दिया? And he tried to hold his empire by Dhamma. Already we discussed about Dhamma, what is Dhamma and all. And Dhamma ensures the well-being of the people in this world as well as in the next. Dhamma follow karega to you will get peace and prosperity in this world as well as in the next world. That ensures. And he appointed the officials known as Dhamma Mahamata to spread these messages, means Dhamma, all around his empire. हर एम्पायर में पूरी सब जगह स्प्रेड कराने के लिए he appointed this official known as Dhamma Mahamata. Right? And Megasthenes is mentioned in his book Indica about the duties or functions of the officers. Officers are appointed for various purposes, various duties. Like some officers are meant for collecting the taxes. Some are meant for measuring the land. Some are meant for superintending the rivers. आपको पता है कि agriculture is the most important occupation also, right? So some are meant for the rivers. It is very mandatory because canals and dams are there. Some appointed, some क्या बोलेंगे inspected the sluice, SLUIC. Sluice means by which water let out from the क्या बोलेंगे big canal and that move into the branches or sub-canals. From that those sub-canals only water will reach into the crop field. So that उसको भी scrutinize करेंगे so that each and every person, हर जो farmers होता है, they will get equal quantity of water without any problem. See how disciplined they or how organized they, isn't it? So they are well organized, well planned, etc. This is mentioned in the Megasthenes book accounts. Right? These are the features. 8 mark question, you have to collect 8 points from this. Understood? The next topic is that मैंने बोला था कि how much important was the or how important was the empire. Empire के importance के बारे में. इसमें importance भी बोलेंगे, अच्छाई बोलेंगे, थोड़ा सा drawbacks means वो भी बोलेंगे. Right? So when historian began reconstruct the history of India, मतलब early history of India, in the 19th century में historians they try to reconstruct the past of India or early history of India. The emergence of Mauryan Empire was regarded as the landmark of Indian history. Right? Early 19th century में historians started to reconstruct the history. Then they found that this Mauryan administration or Mauryan Empire that was regarded as the landmark of Indian history. Right? And at that time India was under the colonial rule, also part of British Empire. 19th century and early 20th century historians found that something means some kingdom was there in India that was very special, exciting or powerful as well as आपका बोलेंगे challenging empire was there. And besides that they got evidence also, archaeological evidence like sculptures or inscriptions, Ashoka's message pillars, etc. And all these indicate this Ashoka was a powerful and industrious and humble king. But his later was not like that. They just wanted to, what you can say that extravagant titles and all the things. They were interested in collecting the extravagant titles, etc. But Ashoka was not like that. Might be that is why the 20th century Indian nationalist leaders, they also totally attracted. And they regarded this Ashoka as the influence figure. right? Do you remember that 10th class in nationalism in India? Last topic, reinterpretation of Indian history. जब ब्रिटिश लोगों ने बोला था कि you are barbarian, you are primitive, backwards, you are unable to rule, तो historians ने interpret करके क्या बोला था? We are not barbarians, we are not backward, we are able to rule. They have mentioned all these things. That is why they inspiring figure बना दिया था अशोका को. उसमें हमने पढ़ा था कि आर्यभट्टा के बारे में सब कुछ साथ में ये भी है. See the condition of this Raja. Well developed as well as planned. सब कुछ प्लानिंगली किया था. And the records are there. Megasthenes का record, अर्थशास्त्र, अब सब कुछ. That is why the leaders also take him as the inspiring figure, right? But we can say that this Mauryan administration only lasted for 150 years. Not so. It's not a big, vast span of years. And apart that, ये भी problem होता है जो आपका second century BC we can see that the number of this chiefdom as well as kingdom arose in several part of subcontinent. And the reason might be like this: the successors were not so efficient, and also the administration from frontiers means like you can say that Bengal से बिहार तक या ओडिशा से बिहार नहीं है, ओडिशा से आपका अफगानिस्तान तक. And this administration that was not uniform. As you know that Afghanistan में mountain है, so यहाँ पर ओडिशा में coastal area है, right? That was not uniform. And ये भी हमने देखा था कि enter means the empire did not encompass means enclose the entire subcontinent. पूरे subcontinent को पूरे पकड़ के नहीं रखा था, except this South India was not a part of this empire. It's also a reason है. Right, that these two reasons might be the emergence of other empires in the subcontinent, right? So these many topic you have to understand, read once and then understand whatever I have delivered to you, right? This question, don't forget features of Mauryan administration as well as how important was why Mauryan Empire was regarded as the major landmark, right? Okay, अब मैं आपको क्वेश्चन पूछेंगे, मेरे साथ पढ़ी है उनसे क्वेश्चन पूछेंगे, देन आपको बोर्ड के एक्सप्लेनेशन भी देके खत्म करेंगे, right? Thank you. So let us ask the questions, right? Are you ready? Ready. Name 5 political centers.
The 5 political centers are Patliputra, Ujjaini, Taxila, Tasaili and Swarnagiri.
Tasaili. Which was the capital of this Mauryan Empire?
Patliputra.
Patliputra. What do you mean by Swarnagiri?
Swarnagiri.
Where it was?
It was in Karnataka.
And the meaning of Swarnagiri?
Golden Mountain.
That means they tapped the
gold mines in Karnataka.
What do you know about the committee and subcommittee mentioned by Megasthenes?
Megasthenes, they mentioned a committee and 6 subcommittee. First was for navy, second transport and provisions, third for foot soldiers, fourth for horses, fifth for chariot, and sixth for elephants. And the second committee was for arranging the bullock carts and to carry the equipments for the of foot for the soldiers and the requirement of servants and artisans to look after the soldiers,
right,
and to fodder the animals.
And also they provide the fodder for the animals, right. And which empire was regarded as the major landmark of Indian history?
Mauryan Empire.
Mauryan Empire. What was the view of historian about Ashoka?
The view of historians about Ashoka was that he was powerful and industrious and more humble than the later rulers.
What was the reason behind the emergence of chiefdoms as well as kingdoms in the 2nd century BC?
The administration was not in control and the empire was enclosed.
Not enclosed. पूरी तरह से कवर नहीं किया था, ठीक है, right? तो इतना पढ़ लेना, साथ में ही कल्मिनेट करके आप उसका फीचर्स लिख लेना और हाउ इट वाज इम्पोर्टेंट कर लेना. ठीक है. ओके, थैंक यू. अब बोर्ड एक्सप्लेनेशन. So this is the board explanation of two topics, that is Mauryan administration and the Mauryan Empire regarded as a landmark. How important the empire was, right? So first of all, I discuss about the Mauryan administration. There were 5 political centers, namely Patliputra capital. Then next were the Takshila, Ujjaini, Swarnagiri, and Tosali, right? And Swarnagiri, that is gold mine in Karnataka, and trade routes means Takshila and Ujjaini, they used for them, probably important for the trade, long distance trade routes, right? And the administrative control was strong and strict in these political centers or the provisions, right? Province. And next is the communication, water and land, both they used. And this was a vital importance for the existence of the country or empire. Then I talk about army, isn't it? Army, they provide the security and safety for the long distance trade and all. Because the entire empire stretched from Bengal, Bihar to Afghanistan. So it is very important for security and safety for the people, those are moving from one place to another. So army was that went an important means of security and safety. Then I told about the Megasthenes book indica that indicate about the coordination of this army, and they made committee and subcommittees. How many? 6 committees, 6 subcommittees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. First is meant for the navy, responsibility for navy, and second is their provision and their responsibility is to provision and transport. And the third is for the responsibility for the foot soldiers. Fourth is for horse, and the fifth chariot, rath, sixth elephant. ये mention किया ना. Then इसके बाद बोला second responsibility second, that was totally different from or vary from other subcommittees. And their second wala, they provide the provision, food provision as well as the fodder provision for the animals, food provision for soldiers. And also they recruited servants as well as the artisans for look after the soldiers, right? And they provided bullock carts also for carrying the equipments, the goods and etc. From one place to another, even food items also. Then Dhamma, Ashoka, begins to he tried to hold the empire by this Dhamma, and Dhamma ensured the people well-being of the people today's world as well as the next. And Dhamma, he appointed the officials named Dhamma Mahamata for spreading the message of this Dhamma in his entire kingdom. And apart that Megasthenes mentioned about the work of officials. Isn't it? Officers are appointed for various duties. Some officers are collecting the taxes, another is measuring the land, some superintendent of rivers, and some inspect the sluices. Sluices means that the water is let down to the from the main canal to the sub canals or sub branches, so that all will get equal quantity of water like that. So in such a way, well planned and well disciplined administrative system was in the Mauryan Empire. So you have to note it down, and these are the key points you should keep in your mind, and read the chapter carefully and write the answers according to these points, right? And next topic was the Mauryan Empire regarded as a landmark, right? And I told you that historians, Indian historians, 19th century में जो search किया था, and they found that probably one first empire, means we can say that Mauryan Empire was regarded as a landmark because that time India was under the control of Britishers. Isn't it? A colonial rule, British rule था. 19th century and 20th century historians, they found that possibility that there was an empire in early India, both challenging and exciting as well as powerful, right? And they also got some archaeological finds also associated with this Mauryas only, including sculpture, examples of a number of things, spectacular things they got. That is a spectacular finds I wrote. That means sculptures हो गया, Ashoka's right messages etc. And that describe Ashoka as a great person because that's his messages, inscriptions totally different from the most of other rulers. And that really suggests that Ashoka was more powerful and industrious and also more humble than the later king. Later kings were totally enthusiastic for their extravagant titles and all, right? Grandiose titles book mein likhe, grandiose means extravagant or magnificent titles, right? And it is not so surprising that the nationalist leaders in the 20th century regarded him as the inspiring figure. I talk about the history interpretation also. ठीक है, इसमें बताया था कि जो नेशनलिस्ट लीडर्स ने कैसे इसको इंस्पायरिंग फिगर क्यों बनाया गया है करके. ठीक है, when Britishers used to say that we are primitive and we are unable to rule like that. That time we discuss about this और important figure को हमने आगे पेश किया गया है, right? एंड इसके बाद फिर मैंने बोला था emergence of new chieftains and kingdom because जो इसका पूरा empire that was not consolidated और आपका enclosed में था, मींस encompassed में था. साउथ इंडिया वगैरह उनका अंडर में था. इसके अलावा यूनिफॉर्म नहीं था, मींस एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन वाज नॉट यूनिफॉर्म बिकॉज द फ्रंटियर्स एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन वाज नॉट सो यूनिफॉर्म. अफगानिस्तान से आपका ओडिशा तक जो फंक्शंस जो किया है, आपका कंट्रोल जो किया है, वाज नॉट यूनिफॉर्म. दिस माइट बी द रीजन emergence of second century BC, emergence of new chiefdoms and kingdoms in several parts of the subcontinent, right? I hope you understood. Please read the topic carefully. And it's a small topic. I hope you understood all the things. Once again, I'm just informing you. Please read the topic and write these two questions important in a copy only. Write the answers also in your own words after reading. Right? Thank you.